we're not the ones calling the shots. And at the end of the day, those who will determine whether reconciliation goes forward or not are those who lead the Afghan government. And that is why it is appropriate that they lead these efforts, perhaps facilitated in some cases, supported in some cases by the United States, but those are going to remain behind the scenes, and that's where they should remain. President Karzai has established the Afghan government's red lines, if you will. They must respect the Constitution, lay down weapons, cut off ties with al-Qaeda, and essentially be willing to be productive members of society.
So you have no moral qualms about bringing the Taliban, even high-ranking members of the Taliban, into the process?
It's not about my moral qualms. It's about the Afghanistan leadership, which has established the red lines. And I think that you have to have at least an open mind about this, because this is historically the way counterinsurgency efforts ultimately have been concluded.
What would the Afghan and the U.S. have to offer the Taliban in negotiations?
They can live, is number one. And number two, perhaps they could return to their country of origin. A lot of them are tired of, again, living a life on the run, of being pursued, of living outside the country and so forth. And so I think that those are all, fairly powerful incentives for them.
So you think they'd be receptive to reconciliation?
Some. Again, I don't think there's an expectation that Mullah Omar is going to charter a plane to Kabul anytime soon to sit down and discuss the Taliban laying down weapons in mosques. However, there are certainly leaders out there who we believe are willing to do that.
These are really bad guys who do really bad things. There are certain caveats they may agree to, but are they trustworthy?
Well, I think there was a past president who used to say trust but verify, and so clearly there would have to be safeguards.
In other words, if they don't adhere to the caveats, there will be hell to pay?
Yes, is the answer, of course.
But can you really ever rid the world of terrorists? I put that question to General Petraeus in part 2 of our interview later in the broadcast.